Greetings and salutations. Oh, greetings. I'm the Music God. For those of you that don't know me, my channel is The Music God Reacts and also The Noise Report podcast. Welcome to the stream. We'll give a few minutes to see if anyone jumps in here. I am fresh out of the shower, so I lost track of time and I'm behind, and yeah. Hopefully everyone can hear me. Trying to get this organized. Let's put this on Do Not Disturb. So tonight, basically, what we're going to do is we're just going to talk about the state of the channel and a lot of other fun stuff. A little bit of background on me. And we'll basically start with that. Start with the fact I'm a 52-year-old single father. I am from Michigan, here in the United States. I have lived and visited all over the world. I've lived in 41 states. I have visited and lived in 14 countries, including Thailand, the Philippines, Brazil. I have been to Japan, and I have been to Argentina. I have been to England and Spain and Germany and a few other randoms. The Cayman Islands. I don't know if the Cayman Islands are actually their own country. I've been to the Cayman Islands. I've been to Jamaica. Wonderful places, wonderful people. Love traveling. I love learning about other cultures. I don't speak a word of any foreign language because I'm a lazy American and I suck at even speaking basic English. So I would be probably even more horrible at trying to speak something complicated like Tagalog or Portuguese or, Thai, something that's actually complicated. But, I've been a music fan my entire life since the very early ages. I grew up in the front seat of a Peterbilt tractor trailer. My dad is a truck driver, is still currently driving. He is in his 52nd year. This is his 52nd year as a professional truck driver. I spent my first 6 years in living in a Peterbilt truck with him, because he was an over-the-road trucker, and we basically just traveled as he worked. So I experienced the world through a huge number of truck stops and other insane adventures that were straight out of Smokey and the Bandit and Convoy and other crazy things, because this was the early 70s. So this was long before, internet or books, or I'm sorry, internet or cell phones or any of that fancy technology we have now. It was just, we didn't even have a TV in the truck. So we had music, lots and lots of music, and we listened to it pretty much 24 hours a day. So I grew up with a healthy dose of Bob Seger and Led Zeppelin, Bad Company, the Doobie Brothers in Boston, and Dan Fogelberg, bands like the Angels or Angel City, bands that, were predecessors, I guess, to what came in the 80s. Eventually, I had to attend school, so I went to live with my grandfather. My grandfather was a farmer, General Motors, worked for General Motors. So we, I was there and I went to school. Now, by that point, I had spent so much time reading and all of this stuff on my own in the truck that I was way ahead of everyone. So I was kind of the geeky smart kid who knew all this crap about music. And then it expanded because my grandfather listened to old country music, Hank Snow and Hank Sr. and Fair and Young and you know uh, all that classic country stuff. Um, Lefty Frizzell and Flats and Scruggs and junk like that. So I got exposed to that. And then the 80s come around and I got sent out to my mother's house who lived in California. It was 1983, 3 blocks off the Sunset Strip. And bam, I was just in the middle of that all of a sudden. There's hair everywhere, and the early bands, the early Inclination of Quiet Riot. You had Hollywood Rose. You had uh, the Sharks before they became Shark Island. You had all of these amazing bands that would travel up and down Sunset Strip. And instead of going to school, I would go to Sunset Strip and I would just hang out at all of the little pop-up shops and the little side street things and all of the, I mean, if you were there, you understand what I'm talking about. I went to Venice Beach. Venice Beach was infamous for street vendors and pop-up shops and all kinds of amazing things, ways to get into trouble and to do crazy things that I shouldn't have been doing at that age. So I was exposed to that and eventually shipped back to my grandfather's house. And I had a cousin who was into punk and I got into punk. And then from punk I got into metal, big time metal. And then everything snowballed. So my whole life I've been exposed to music. Now, with that being said, over here, and these 1 and 2 beautiful things, these are 6 terabytes apiece. This is all of my music. Get that down out of the way. And on this, there are approximately 2.5 to 3 million songs of every genre. We have the metal, we have the hard rock, we have the punk, we have the classic rock, we have the country, Americana, bluegrass, blues, jazz, reggae, world music. We have classical and opera, and so the name the Music God essentially came from a 7th grade music teacher who, in a course of conversation, essentially said, something along the lines. It was something about Bob Seger, who I'm extremely well versed on because that's my dad's favorite artist. So I said, no, you're wrong. It was this and this. And she goes, oh, you're wrong. You're wrong. So, of course, I went to my dad's collection and I took the record out and I took it to school and I said, no, see, I'm right. It says right here. Well, aren't you just the little music guy? That was her response. And after that, it just stuck. It was like, after that, all my friends, everybody, I was the music guy because I knew more about music. I had more music than anybody. That was who I was to everybody. Like they knew if they needed anything, that was my forte. So I have built a life around that. And the music reaction thing I just started about a year ago. Never really, I guess, put a lot of thought or weight. I watched music reaction channels, but I didn't put a lot of weight into doing them myself until one day I just was kind of watching someone and I thought, you know what? I could do this better. I could do this with more honesty. I could do it with more forethought. I could do it with more precision. I could do it with more information, without a lot of the clowning that some of them do. You know, throwing the headphones and knocking the chair over and theatrics that they do. I get it. Cool. That's good for views, maybe, but feels kind of dishonest for me. Like, look, you know, the other thing about reactions that always kind of drive me crazy is people who stop every two lines and then they'll talk for 2 minutes and then they'll listen to 10 seconds more and then they'll stop for 30 seconds. And then that drives me crazy. Like, look, I like it the way I do it. You know, I give my spiel at the beginning. We listen to the song together, and I give you my thoughts at the end. Concise, to the point, point made, moving on. So, that's kind of my background. I am a musician myself. I am working on my first solo record. As you can see, I have built this small little studio in my house to kind of work out of. I have two computers. I have this one. I have the one right in front of me. I have my mixing board over here. I have microphones galore, all over the place. So we are in the process of building this thing to be a real professional studio. I am going to be going to school very soon for an audio engineering program to learn to be a record producer as well. I know a lot of people are going to probably say, you're 52 years old. Why are you just now doing that? Life, marriage, and a lot of other reasons. I just never really put it all together. I'm kind of a late bloomer. If you know anything about David Johansen or Buster Poindexter of the New York Dolls, I kind of live by his. There's a documentary about him, and he kind of makes the joke. His wife basically says to him, it took us so long to grow up. It took us so long to put it all together and to get it right. And David Johansen looks at her and he says, well, what the hell's the hurry? I'm only 72 years old. You know? So yeah, that's kind of my philosophy. Like, look, I'm only 52. I know that's old to a lot of people, but I'm just catching my bearings, man. Like I was so mobile as a younger person that I never sat still long enough to do anything great other than have amazing kids and kind of be a dad, you know, because that's kind of what I've been doing most of my life, is just being a dad. I'm a father of 6 amazing kids. I love them dearly, and they are my biggest thing. I just went through a brutal divorce last year. I have custody of my soon-to-be 11-year-old son. Actually, he is 11 now. He just turned 11. My soon-to-be 12-year-old son. The joy of my life. We're going to continue to do these reactions. We're going to continue to do the podcast. Was kind of hoping people would jump in here with questions and all that I was going to answer. But with that said, I guess this will be a shorter stream. I just got a few other points coming up soon, probably tonight or tomorrow. We'll have the Elmore tea, I think it is the name of it, from Dimash. We're going to have another one from Hades. We're going to have the new Elite Bata. We're going to venture into some other stuff that I have not done yet, which is going to be kind of a new series that I'm going to be doing on Thursdays. Actually, I'm probably going to do it on Friday because I'm thinking I'm going to call it My Favorite Friday. But these are my favorite songs that have videos that I haven't seen. And it's going to be me reacting to them. So these are going to be very animated, very theatrical, because these are songs that I love. These are huge songs. These are songs that I listen to daily, but I've never really seen a video for them, or so I don't know what's going on with it. So you're gonna get me kind of karaokeing along with it and just being the rock star. You're gonna see me sort of doing my musical repertoire kind of thing with it. The very first one is going to be from the band Eclipse. It's going to be called Saturday Night Hallelujah. So that one's going to be fun. I look forward to that. That'll probably be this Friday. But before that, we'll do others. If you have requests for anything, please drop them. The email for me is riotonthesetmedia riotonthesetmedia@gmail.com. You can find that. I will put it in the description and the thing below. You can email me anytime. You can find me on any social media. Some of you guys have found me on social media. You shared the new Dimash thing, and that's awesome. I love that. By all means, feel free to share my videos anywhere on social media. Tag me. I'm generally, you can find me at Music God CJ Plain. It's like, Music God Reacts. It's Music God CJ PLAIN, like plain on me. I'll put that below too. But yeah. Anything you guys want to know, feel free to ask. I love your comments. I love the interaction. I try to answer as many questions in that as humanly possible. But with all that said, I hope everyone is really well. I hope amazing things are going on in your life. And with all that said, remember, be well. Treat each other with kindness. Remember, the music heals.